Would you like to hear how one content creator turned her food blog into a multi-faceted business with food products in supermarkets, a subscription-based app and restaurants? Stay tuned to hear how this creator transformed her virtual recipe book into a very big brand and business.
Welcome to the Content 10X Podcast, the show where content creators learn how to harness the power of content repurposing. And now, your host, Amy Woods.
Hello and welcome to the Content 10X Podcast. I'm your host, Amy Woods, and in today's episode, I'm sharing how a blog started as a passion project and grew into a national household name. Keep listening to hear the awe-inspiring content story of Deliciously Ella. What's your appetite like for healthy lifestyle content? Over the last 10 years, the wellness space has exploded online with so much content aiming to help improve your exercise routine, diet, and overall health. But how does content in this saturated space become a business? In this It Started With Content episode, I'm sharing the content story of Ella Mills, who you may recognise as the founder and face of the healthy lifestyle brand Deliciously Ella. Today you can find Deliciously Ella launching best-selling cookbooks, selling products in supermarkets and sharing various healthy lifestyle content such as recipes and workouts on the Deliciously Ella app. But can you guess where it all started? In 2012, Ella started a food blog that would grow into the business and well-known brand that it is today. Stay tuned as I share how Ella did it and key takeaways content creators can learn from her journey. So how did Ella come to start her food blog? Well, it might surprise you that she wasn't a food expert or looking to start a business at all. In fact, it was some major health challenges that led Ella to adopting a healthy lifestyle, and as a byproduct of that, she started writing a blog. In an interview with Retail Week, Ella said that she wasn't satisfied with the healthy lifestyle options out there, so she decided to put her own sparkle into her healthy eating journey, a quality that would be key to building her content empire in the future. Ella experimented with lots of recipes and decided to document this sparkle with the world. She set up Deliciously Ella and started posting recipes online. Now, while Deliciously Ella is practically a household name in the UK today, her blog was far from an overnight success. She said that in the first 6 months her blog had a total of 100,000 hits, and that was mainly her friends and family. But then in the next 6 months her traffic exploded. She had more than 9 times the number of views, had people from all over the world engaging with her content, sending her emails and making her recipes with their families. And Ella had never intended her blog to be anything other than a passion project. But after it started to gain traction, Ella decided to build on this momentum. So next she set up social media accounts so she could share her recipes with a wider audience in different formats. This was in 2013, so today Ella has nearly 3 million followers across all of her social media platforms, with 2 million on Instagram alone. So what was it about Ella's content that made it such a success online? Ella herself says that even today content is an unbelievably important part of her business. But what secret sauce does Ella use in her content to keep her audience growing? In an interview with Stephen Bartlett for his Diary of a CEO podcast, Ella said this about her content strategy.
You've got to make stuff useful for people, right? Like, you know, the time that people seem to connect to us best, if you're like, right, here is an easy lunch recipe. I've written it out for you. It's going to take you 15 minutes and you just post that. That's what gets engagement. That's what gets, 8,000 people just saving that post on Instagram because they want to come back to it.
So a key factor for Ella is the usefulness of her content, but she's not the only food blogger out there sharing useful recipes. It's her own authentic sparkle, which I think has really solidified the blog into the brand it is today. In fact, eConsultancy wrote that what made Ella's blog stand out from the already packed world of online recipes was that she was able to create a philosophy around food and promoted food as a lifestyle rather than just the recipes themselves. And what really helped communicate this was Ella's chosen niche of plant-based recipes. Her backstory and investment in how this kind of cooking was helping her health was completely genuine, and I think this was a key ingredient in growing her blog's audience from the very beginning. And like so many businesses I showcase in the It Started With Content case study series, once one content format gains traction, it paves the way for so many more content types to be a success. All you need is to strike a chord with one format and the repurposed content will follow. This is certainly true for Ella. After social media came in-person cooking classes, the Deliciously Ella app, 6 #1 cookbooks, 7 lines of food products, a restaurant and a podcast. It might seem crazy that all of that content can stem from just one blog, but that's the power of great content. It knows no bounds. Today, the Deliciously Ella brand is a leader in the healthy lifestyle space. Its online presence has become a benchmark for other food blogs, and who knows where the content will continue to take the brand in the future. Hey, just a little break from this podcast episode to ask you a question. Would you like one single place that you can go to that provides you with everything you need to be able to implement the best practices in content repurposing for your video content, your podcast episodes, and your social media content today? To help you get more value from the content that you create, get more time back, and help you reach more people than you ever thought possible. If so, then you are going to love the Content 10x Toolkit. The toolkit is full of video tutorials, templates, checklists, swipe files, step-by-step guides and more that shows you how to repurpose your content in the best ways possible today. No more Googling, no more figuring it out yourself. We provide you with everything that you need to become a content repurposing pro. If this sounds like something that would interest you, then go check out the Content 10x Toolkit at content10x.com/toolkit. Okay, and back to this week's episode. I believe there are 3 key takeaways from Ella's content journey that content creators should know. The first, and what I think is so interesting about Ella's content story, is how she's really brought her content to life. The virtual content became a springboard for creating physical experiences and products that meant her audience could step into the Deliciously Ella world. Now, you don't have to make the recipes yourself, you can even buy the products in store, and this makes Ella's brand accessible for those who buy into the philosophies that Ella shares in her content, such as living a healthier lifestyle, but maybe don't have the time to create the recipes themselves. But it also shows how content can lead to opportunities that are completely removed from the online world. Ella's products are stocked in major supermarket chains across the UK, and while some people will find out about the online world of Deliciously Ella through buying these products in store, others may buy the physical products never even knowing what else is behind the brand. Her content has grown a business that's now so much more than virtual, than the online blog that it first was. The second is her sparkle and authenticity, and this is a key theme in our It Started With Content case studies. Ella knew that she wanted to show her own identity from the get-go. This translated into a unique brand voice that's developed with her business and works alongside her vision to get where she is today. Without staying true to her authentic self and bringing her own sparkle to her Deliciously Ella content, she may have just been another food blog and not grown into the business that it is today. The third and final takeaway is Ella's dedication and consistency to content. While she's experimented with delivering in lots of different ways, from writing blog posts to creating YouTube videos to content in her app, Ella has been dedicated to delivering content to her audience consistently. Bear in mind she started the blog in 2012, so it's been a very, very long-term strategy. So that's how Ella Mills and the Deliciously Ella brand got started with content. I hope you found this story interesting and inspiring, and it provided you with some food for thought about what to do with your own content. Okay, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. If you enjoyed the show, then please subscribe on your favourite app so you never miss an episode. And you can also subscribe to the weekly Content 10x newsletter to get the episode delivered to your inbox, along with loads more tips and advice on repurposing, exclusive content news, offers and more. Head to content10x.com/newsletter to become a Content 10x insider. I promise you won't regret it. And if you want help with your repurposing, then check out our fully end-to-end content repurposing service here at Content 10x. I promise you're in good hands with us if you want to maximize your content but leave the hard work to experts so that you can focus on your business. So just head to content10x.com to find out about everything that we could do to support you. And if you prefer a more DIY approach, or you'd like to empower your team, or just learn more about repurposing, then do get a copy of my book, Content 10x, on Amazon, and check out the Content 10x Toolkit. That's at content10x.com/toolkit. All that's left to say is thank you so much for listening to this week's episode, and I'll catch you in the next one.